Can you talk about the 4 steps of your book, Turnaround?
Yes. So, really building off of my father's quote and applying that to what is it that I do when I'm brought in to turn something around. And the first step is visualize the future. Stop focusing on where you are today. Literally close your brain, your mind, and think about, what do I want this to look like? Like, if I could envision my perfect world scenario, what is that scenario? Step number two is to audit the past. And that's what we had to do at the World's Fair. Is that I had to go back and figure out what went wrong. Why was it that the perfect future doesn't exist? What are those barriers that currently are within the system or within that organization? What's the underlying cause of the disease that that organization has? And identifying what has to be fixed in order to reach that perfect future. Once you've done that, it allows you to go to step number three, which is you begin to build a past from where you are today to where you want to get to. And that requires ranking and rating. You can't be all things to all people. One of the best lessons I learned at Intel Corporation under Andy Grove, who was a very famous CEO of Intel, became a man of the year while I was working there, is that you need to rank and rate things. You need to get rid of things. You need to focus on job number one. What's the number one thing I need to do in order to meet the future goal that I have? And by doing that, it allows you to look at every single step in your process and go, do I need this or don't I need this? Is it not important? Is it going to get me to where I need to go? Is it the key element that's going to help me get around those barriers? And once you build that process, once you have those decision trees that enable you to go, I'm headed this direction. Does it allow me to do this? Yes. So I keep moving. Does it not allow me to do this? No. So I get rid of it. Then you can move very, very quickly. And that's really the key, is that you can actually do this process quite speedily. I have normally managed to at least get through the initial aspects of a turnaround in the first 6 months. By no means is it there, but if you put together the steps that I put in place in the book, and you go through that very, very calculating and specific step-by-step process, then you can run very, very quickly. You have everybody on board. You have gone through and talked to people about what didn't work. You've explained why you need to make the changes that you need to make, and you run as fast as you can in order to achieve that future vision.
That's your decision tree.
Yep. I love decision trees. If you got engineers listening, I am a big fan of decision trees because it allows you to boil all the key elements down to one sheet of paper. And so when you're sitting in a meeting and people are going around and around and they keep discussing things, you go, you know what? Let's go through the decision tree. What are the decisions we need to make? Does it get us to the end state that we want? And if it doesn't, it becomes very clear that you have to get rid of it. And that is something that is a key element of manufacturing. It allows you to leverage all of your assets to have the highest production value at the least cost. And that's truly what everything's about.